Did you invest in a premium kitchen knife, but after sharpening it yourself, it just doesn't feel as sharp as when it was new? The problem isn't the knife, it's the angle. In this video, I will show you the instant tips to find the right sharpening angle so you can get a razor sharp edge every time. Hi, I'm Jack from Hephais. I've worked as a chef and now I design professional kitchen knives. Whenever I run sharpening class, I notice most people struggle not with the sharpening itself, but with setting the right angles. Today, I'll share my know-how in the simplest way. By the way, I recently shared a video covering the complete sharpening process from start to finish. If you watch that one first, this angle guide will make a lot more sense. So check it out before diving into this one. Alright, let's start. The most important thing when sharpening a knife is the sharpening angle. This is very simple physics. The closer the angle is to 90 degrees, less sharp and it won't cut well. On the other hand, the sharper the angle, but not as durable. In the other words, the sharpening angle is like a device that controls the performance of the knife. Especially with the premium knives, if you get this angle wrong when resharpening, you won't be able to get the performance you want. All knives may look the same, but in fact, they are completely different. The thickness of blade, the types of steel, the heat treatment method, and the design purpose all affect the recommended angle. This is an area that people like me, knife designers and manufacturers, have already studied through countless experiments. So there's only one clear standard. The angle originally designed by the manufacturer is the most balanced angle. Whether it's premium knife or the reasonable price knife, if you don't have any clear preference, the safest way is to follow the manufacturer's angle. So, how do you find the angle? It's actually simple. Lay the blade flat on the whetstone, then slowly lift the spine. The moment the edge touches the stone evenly, that's the angle. It's fine if you are off a little bit, but the important thing is holding that same angle until you finish sharpening. Just sticking to the maker's angle works fine at first, but over time, tiny mistakes build up, and that can change the knife's performance. At that point, you will need to readjust the angle. That's why I recommended 15 degrees. Many experts agree on this too. For example, John Dranich's Razor Edge books of sharpening and Chad Wood's An Edge in the Kitchen both say around 15 degrees gives the best balance between sharpness and durabilities. So 15 degree is good reference point. You can use it from the start or later adjust it to suit your style. For premium knives or professional chefs, this reference point is key in finding your own edge. So how do you set 15 degrees? I've tried many sharpening aids, but the most practical one is the angle card I made myself. I used to use it for the trade show and people loved it. But the idea actually came from teaching young chefs when I was in the industry. Everyone kept saying, I can't find the angle. So I thought there should be a tool anyone can use. I cut a plastic card into an angle guide, and to this day, it gets the best response in my classes. Making one is easy. Grab an old plastic or point card, mark 15 degrees with protractor, and cut along the line with scissors. It takes less than a minute, and you can make 12 or 20 degrees or any other angles with the same way. Place the card on the whetstone. It creates a gap between the card and the stone. Slip your knife into the gap. That's the angle. This method is much more accurate than fingers or coins, and it's portable too. How you hold the knife is also important. Grip the handle firmly with your middle, ring, and the little fingers. Place your index finger on the spine of the knife. The three fingers pull the handle, while the index finger press down on the spine, forced in opposite direction. This gives you wrist stability and stops the knife from wobbling. Rest your thumb lightly on the side of the blade, but don't press too hard, otherwise the blade under your thumb will grind down too much. It doesn't matter if you sharpen in 3 sections or use full strokes. The key is repeating the motion while keeping the angle steady. Check with the guide from time to time. If you keep practicing, your finger will develop muscle memories. Later, you will be able to keep the angle even without the guide. Let's wrap up today's lesson. Number 1. The angle control knife's performance. It's especially critical for premium knives. Number 2. If you are unsure, the safest choice is the manufacturer's angle. Number 3. 15 degree is the versatile standard that balance sharpness and durability. Number 4. By making and practicing with an angle cut, anyone can master it easily. If you remember these 4 points, your knives will stay sharp and last longer. So, try making your own angle cut. If you make one and practice with it, share your result in the comments. I'd love to see them. If this video helped, please subscribe and press the likes. I will see you again in the next video.